Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like it o'clock, and it just happens to be when I feel like it. Coincidence. Yes. I am Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. Well, with all the brouhaha yesterday, it was all we sat around, we all gathered around the TV, and we sang free agency songs and opened up our free agency gifts, and it was lovely. I hope you all had a great time as well. Free agency frenzy, yes. Anyways, I discussed a couple of things that happened in my previous videos. You might want to check them out if you haven't already. And I don't know why you wouldn't have already, but if for some reason you were comatose, maybe somebody knocked you over the head and you had to be in the hospital or something, head over there and check them out now. I'll wait. Okay, now I guess I'm going to have to discuss this fine trade that happened yesterday, am I not? Toronto and Colorado, and Sakic, I think, is really, you got to start looking at him as the finest general manager in the land. Really, what a great trade. Not to say that Toronto didn't do well here, or maybe they have done well, we'll see. But getting exactly what they needed, a second line center, and yes, Kadri is a second line center. He just happened to be playing. Toronto just happened to have like a luxury of having a Kadri on your third line for the last couple of years. But he's a second line center, and he's going to fit magically. There's so many ways they can use that roster right now with the pickups that they made with free agency and the trade of Burakovsky, getting Donskoy, Comfort, Jost. That team is going to be sick. I'm telling you, maybe as early as next year. Better than last year, I would say, for sure. No doubt about that. Possible contender as early as next year. Anyways, a lot of people are saying that Toronto just worked them for that. I don't agree that they worked that. Even though that they had to retain some salary for Barrie, they weren't going to be able to sign him apparently. They had Bowen Byram coming up. They had Cale Makar coming up. They really didn't need to throw a whole shitload at Barrie. Barrie's a fantastic defenseman. And the problem is, they're only going to have him for 1 year, and this is not Kawhi Leonard, boys and girls. They gave up a fantastic center for 1 year of Tyson Barrie and Alex Kerfoot. Okay, Alex Kerfoot is a 24-year-old guy out of college. He's a perimeter player. He's not exactly what Toronto needs because they're fairly soft, and now they're just more soft. The only guy. People have been criticizing Kadri, saying that he hurts the team or whatever. He's the only guy that was willing to fucking stick up for anybody on that team. Okay? Yeah, he went over the top because he's this little guy having to freaking stick up for everybody on the team. I'm pretty sure he's a little scared, but he's doing it anyways. The guy is courageous as a motherfucker. And now he's going to a team that has some Wilsons and some bigger players that can, even McKinnon can handle his own. Like, he doesn't need to be the guy that sticks up for the whole team. He's going to flourish there. And this trade may end up not looking good. If that's assuming that they don't sign Tyson Barrie. And there's a very good chance that they can't sign Tyson Barrie. I'm left with the distinct belief that with their cap room in the next couple of years, if they sign Marner, there's no way they sign Barrie, and Barrie is gone. Then they're stuck with Cody Ceci and Travis Dermott on their top four next year, all of which have to be signed. They got a whole bunch of players that they're going to have to sign next year. I'm sorry, and I've mentioned this before, you can see it in my other video, especially with this trade, it appears to me that they are going down the road of trading Mitch Marner. And that's too bad. I really didn't like the idea of signing JT. I love him as a player, but they had enough coming up that they had to pay for, and were plenty well good enough to just pay for those guys. Matthews, Marner, Nylander. They could have kept Kadri, and then added to their defense. I didn't like it, and I still don't like it, but they did it, and now I do believe that they have little choice but to trade him. And one of the places that I think they would do well to trade him to is the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is the kind of trade that they're going to need to do. And this is like the new NHL now. You're not necessarily going to get the players back you need, but you got to get the cap space you need. I think they need to sign Barrie, and they need to sign a couple of their other defensemen next year. So I am looking at, and they also need some toughness in that room, and a guy that's willing to freaking do it. I'm going with I'm saying a guy like maybe Josh Anderson, who's only making 1.85 this year, but he's going to demand more. He's going to be looking at probably a $5 million player in the next couple of years. Now, Marner's going to cost you $11 million. You can take Josh Anderson, maybe one of their, they've got a couple kids like Alexander Tessier, really love him as a center. You won't have to pay him big for the next little while. And maybe Sonny Milano. There's New Tavara you could possibly take at $2 million. Say Anderson, New Tavara, and Tessier for Marner. Both, you should be able to get Anderson at $5 million per. You should be able to get New Tavara is at $2 million for the next couple of years. That'll give you some time. That's $7 million. And with the cap going up next year, they've already got $11 million in cap space. With a couple other people to sign, you just might be able to squeak out Barrie at $8 or $9 million a year for the next 7 or 8 years. And then you've got a solid Anderson, the guy that can stick up for his teammates. God knows they need it. New Tavara is fairly tough as well. Plays the right side. Can fill out your bottom pairing on defense, and you have some depth. And does Columbus win the trade as far as player for player? Fuck yeah. Absolutely no doubt about it. But you lose all the trades if you can't sign Barrie, and all you have are 3 superstars on your forward in your forward depth, and basically just filling out the rest of your lineup with no depth whatsoever. You just, in this NHL, you just can't do it anymore. So I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but from what I see, that's the direction they're heading. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. That's all I have to give. Hit the subscribe button, the bell, and I'll give you a My NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace sent to your door and signed by me. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.